Howdy y'all, Chip here. I've got a question for you. When was the last time you read a book? I mean, really sat down of your own volition to read a book that interested you. I know some of y'all are saying, I put my e-reader down the second I saw you posted, Chip. Which to that, I would say thanks for being a subscriber so you make it back every week. But not everyone is built like you. Some people haven't read a book today. Or maybe even this week. Some people aren't subscribed to Quarter Life Burnouts, and that's a damn shame. My wife is this psychopathic woman who is currently reading 2 books at the same time. Now don't go misunderstanding me. I will tend to have multiple books that I'm reading, but they are filling different needs. One will be a fiction book, one's of the fantasy genre, and 1 or 2 being personal growth books, usually somewhat about finance or engineering. My wife, however, is reading 2 books
from the same series
and alternating chapters because the books happen at the same time, so you have to read them like this. The woman is off her rocker, which is a shame because it's a really comfortable chair. She has both books next to her aforementioned furniture, and the sheer number of pages is rather foreboding. She reads like 50 books a year though, so she's honestly probably just bored and looking for a challenge. Couldn't be me. These books don't even have pictures in them. I'll stick to my 10 or 20 books a year, thank you very much. Now, you may be asking yourself, Chip, you adequately educated gentleman, you... What on God's green earth are you talking about this for? Patience, I say. I bring this up because reading is something I've never been consistent with. I read a ton as a kid, and I have the plaque in my arteries to prove it. Sick 90s Pizza Hut reference there, Chip. But when I got to middle school, I'm not sure I read a single book that didn't come with a similar level of force as paying my taxes. I don't know if I really got back into reading until I was a junior in high school, and it might have actually been my senior year. I don't really remember. But I started reading consistently again. It was great, until I fell out of it again my sophomore year of college. And I honestly didn't get back into it until I was in grad school. And I still struggle to be consistent with reading, but I don't treat it like a task which needs to be tracked. I find that takes the fun out of the whole process. But I'll be the first to admit seeing how many books my wife would get through made me feel like I was doing something wrong. She isn't one of those insane people on TikTok that pretends to read a bunch of books to come off as smart. Reading's just kind of the only thing she can do one-handed for 6 to 10 hours while she's holding a baby, so she just churns through books at an impressive rate. So, I tried to force myself to get through a book every 2 weeks, feeling like that was a relatively approachable goal. And for a couple of months I did really well. I even got ahead of schedule. But once I started adding longer books to the list, my progress slowed down drastically. And I'll admit, counting books as a goal is such an arbitrary marker of progress when some are 100 pages and others can be 800 plus. It's like people who try to beat their backlogs in a year and they track their progress by game count when some of the games are a short hike and others are Persona 5. What got me to finally stick with consistent reading was a phrase uttered with no intent of being inspirational, but I found it incredibly relatable. Someone, I don't remember the person, said, "Reading a book is like a project. It takes a lot of your time and effort to get the satisfying result at the end of it all." Honestly, when I took a step back and started thinking about this, any activity could be thought of like a project. Playing a video game over multiple sessions, training a new skill like picking up a new sport or artistic endeavor, and yes, tackling a book. I'm not really sure what the psychology behind it is, but this took any pressure off getting through these hobbies in the efficient way social media influencers keep trying to get us to believe we need to do. And I really like that. I mean, you don't get any social credit for reading 50 books in a year. You just read the books you want to in the time frame that makes sense. You're not going to be getting any good guy gamer points for beating every popular release every year, so just play the games you want to play. And you will never be perfect in any skill, so just enjoy the journey of getting better at whatever skills you choose. I know I've found a lot of peace in figuring this out, although I am sad to realize I needed to figure it out in the first place. We knew this as kids, but somehow we forgot about it in adulthood. Probably makes sense to try and remember it. Hopefully this can help some of you out. I know it helped me. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. I know it's been a couple weeks and I apologize for that. Work kind of imploded and it took its toll on me mentally, so I just really needed some time to collect my thoughts. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you want to support the channel, I'd love it if you'd hit that subscribe button. Try to get a video out weekly, and I'm kind of starting to dabble in some streaming again. Like the video if you liked it. Ignore all buttons if you didn't. And until next time, keep it tuned in.